Day 45, verses 70 to 72, the state of lasting peace. Namaste and welcome to Gita 360. Over the last 44 days, the Gita has steadily taken us on an inward journey, from confusion and grief to wisdom, discipline, and awakening. In these final verses of chapter 2, Krishna describes the highest state a human being can reach, a life of deep peace, freedom from constant desire, and complete inner fulfillment. As the ocean remains undisturbed by the incessant flow of water from rivers merging into it, likewise, the enlightened one who is unmoved despite the constant flow of desirable objects all around him attains peace, not the person who strives to satisfy desires. Countless rivers flow into the ocean day and night, and yet the ocean remains full, vast, and unmoved. It does not overflow in excitement when fresh water enters, nor does it feel diminished when water recedes. It remains established in its own depth. The Gita says a wise person becomes like that ocean. Desires, experiences, opportunities, pleasures, and possessions may continue to enter life just as rivers flow into the sea, but they do not disturb the inner state of the one who is wise. The mind does not become restless in wanting more, nor anxious about losing what it has. This does not mean life becomes empty of joy or experience. It means fulfillment no longer depends on constantly adding something from outside. Instead, the person is self-fulfilled and does not pursue fulfillment. A person who is inwardly full stops living with the feeling that life is always missing one more thing, and that fullness is peace. A person who gives up all material desires and lives free from a sense of greed, proprietorship, and egoism attains real peace. Much of human struggle revolves around three things: wanting, holding, and identifying. We keep wanting what we do not have. We hold tightly to what we do have. And we build our identity around what we possess, what we achieve, how others see us, and the image we carry of ourselves. Then we spend enormous energy protecting these identities. Possessiveness creates fear. Ego creates hurt. Craving creates restlessness, and slowly life becomes heavy. Freedom begins when we loosen the grip. That is what the Gita invites us to do. To enjoy without clinging, to care without trying to possess, to contribute without building identity around every action. To live fully but lightly, to open up our lives to peace. This allows a person to love more openly, act more sincerely, and experience life with greater freedom. And in that freedom, the heart finally finds rest. O Parth, such is the state of an enlightened soul that having attained it, one is never again deluded. If established in this consciousness at the hour of death, one is liberated from the cycle of life and death and reaches the supreme abode of God. Krishna now closes chapter 2 by naming this state Brahmi Sthiti, the state of divine awareness. This is the culmination of everything this chapter has been building towards. A mind no longer ruled by desire, a heart no longer shaken by fear, a life no longer pulled endlessly by attachment, ego, anger, or restless craving. The inner conflict that consumes so much of human life begins to dissolve. Such a person still lives peacefully in the world. They still love, work, serve, create, and experience life in all its richness. They still face joy and sorrow, gain and loss, praise and criticism. But their experiences no longer disturb the core of who they are. Their center remains untouched. Imagine a mountain standing through changing seasons. Storms come, winds rage, rains fall, sunlight returns, yet the mountain remains deeply rooted in itself. In the same way, a person established in this awareness lives with a deep rootedness that life cannot easily shake. The Gita then says something extraordinary. One who is established in this state in the final moments of life attains liberation from the cycle of life and death. Many of us spend years living with an invisible sentence running in the background of our mind. I will be happy when I achieve this, when I buy that, when people recognize me, when life becomes easier, when everything finally falls into place. And so happiness keeps getting pushed into the future. The Gita talks about a life where fulfillment is not postponed, a life where joy does not come from endlessly acquiring, but from discovering contentment in what already is. A life where we participate fully, love deeply, work sincerely, and still remain inwardly at peace. A kind of peace that cannot be purchased, achieved, or borrowed. It can only be cultivated within. And once it takes root, life is experienced very differently. Thought of the day. We spend so much of life asking, what else do I need? Perhaps the deeper question is, can I learn to feel full even before life gives me everything I want? Thank you for joining me on Gita 360. May you discover the stillness of the ocean within, vast, deep, and untouched by every passing wave.